Train to gain a future without pain. My name is Sally Wu. I am a stay-home mom. I do part-time marketing. I've been training for 2 years with ease. I actually live really nearby, and one day as I was walking on my way to the MRT station, I saw this beautifully boutique gym, and I thought, that's the answer I've been looking for, because my son's now 6 months at that time, and the weight that I was losing when I was after pregnancy has started to climb up again. I'm like, what's going on? I should be losing weight, but I'm gaining weight. So I thought I'll come in to talk to Elinn, who then spent quite a lot of time just talking me through her vision for her gym and why she started it and how she was qualified to help me with what I was looking for. So it was really providence, because while I was training with ease at that time, later in the year I injured myself when I trampolined with my kids, and I almost had to go for knee surgery. And Elinn insisted that, why don't we try to rehabilitate the knee first? Because if you don't know, Elinn used to be a taekwondo champion, and she had to rehabilitate her own knee. So I said, yeah, I'm gonna give it a shot, instead of going for surgery and take out the cartilage and go through lots of pain and possible inflammation of the knee. I'm gonna give it a try. And I think within 8 months, I was much more mobile. I didn't have to go for surgery. I was stronger, carrying my kids. Yeah, I'm happy. I have been to other gyms, but it's years ago. I've done the big brand name gyms as part of the corporate package. You get into a membership. I found it a bit isolating. It's a bit intimidating because you walk in, and being a young person at that time, I didn't have the resources to work with a personal trainer. So you want to look cool and you're trying to use all this gym equipment, but you're not strong enough to do the ones that you should do, so you keep doing the ones that you know how to use. I don't think I saw a lot of effect on me. And then later on, I moved to Shanghai, and then as part of trying to keep fit there, I took some classes with, what do they call them now? Boot camps. And even though they call it personal training as well, because then they do spend time with each of the participants trying to cater for each of them, they're too eager to see results, so they push us really, really hard and really, really far. It just made me uncomfortable going back, because we got injured trying to do all the things that they wanted us to do, pull too many muscles or tore the muscles, back spasms and whatnot as well. So I told myself that whoever I'm going to work with going forward really needs to go through, very stringent interview with me. I want to make sure that the person I'm working with really knew what he or she was talking about. Because by the time I actually met Elinn, I had lower back pain, I had back spasms, I've gone for steroid injections in the back. I would have to be lying flat for 20 days if I got injured again. So I was really quite stringent. I wanted to make sure that the person knew what she was doing. I'm someone who really cares about values. We don't need to have the same values, but I like to see that you are passionate about yours. And what struck me about Elinn was she has given her life to not just her gym, but this industry. Like, she wasn't in it to make money. Obviously, everybody needs to make money to survive, but she was in it for the well-being of not just her clients, but also her staff. And it came through when I spoke to her. So she was saying, I'm not looking for fame, but I'm looking to help people get back to their optimal mobility, their optimal physical ability. And I want to do it in a wholesome environment where even my staff are looked after. they're not going to be exploited, they're not going to be pushed, but rather I want them to know that this environment is wholesome, holistically. And I mean, on top of all her awesome qualifications, that really sold me, because I mean, I'm going to be spending 2 years now of my life talking to someone who I want to respect and admire, and I admire the way she runs her business and how she thinks about things. And I don't just get physical training, I get life coaching, right? Well, you know, when I first walked past, it actually said 4 stories and it's a boutique gym, and my experience at that time was only the big commercial gym, so I wanted to see what it was about. And I think that Elinn's done a great job in infusing this like shop house environment with then, you know, the gym equipment. And I don't think she has held back in terms of using like the best equipment or the best flooring. And you could see it in her face when she was saying, oh look, you know, the way I designed the toilet, there's like natural lighting and, you know, a personal area for ladies to shower, and it was really very, very personal. On top of the fact that the trainers are very friendly, they will come and help you if they see that you're not doing the right motions. The receptionist knows me by name, knows what I need. I want the big towel, not the small one, no need a locker and all that stuff. I'm really, really glad for them. They've recently won the Best Specialized Gym in Asia award, so I'm glad that people are actually noticing that, you know, Elinn's put in a lot of effort in this small, cozy, but top-class place. I think that, you know, there's definitely a place for both. I mean, if you really know your own body, you know what you need, you are your own trainer, sure, all you need is gym membership. But how many of us actually really know ourselves? And if you think about then the way we have misused our bodies, then not only do you need to know your body, you need to know the best way to rehabilitate back. And on top of that, it's like trying to cut your own hair, right? Like you can't see the back of your head. So when you're doing a certain press or a certain action, you can't see your form either. So I would say that one of the main benefits of having a trainer is someone who is outside of your body telling you what to do. And I think the other thing that I appreciate is, I believe Elinn knows just how far to push you. Like if you were training on your own, you might either make excuses, so you do too little, or you push yourself too hard. Whereas I don't know how she does it, but she strikes that perfect balance where I feel like I really did push, but when I go home and I dread the 3rd day pain, it doesn't come. So it makes me eager to come again, because I know I have actually done more than I could do on my own, but I didn't get so involved that I feel like I don't really want to come and see her again. So I think I named 2, but I think I've covered quite a lot. Yeah, definitely. So for myself, even though when I walked in I didn't know that I had so many issues, I had lower back pain that, like I said, went into spasms a couple of times a year. Because I had just given birth, I had a diastasis recti, which means your core muscles have moved apart. So I had to fix that. I had a frozen shoulder that I didn't even know was frozen until Elinn helped me diagnose it. So now I can stretch my shoulder again. And I had a terrible posture from holding my children and breastfeeding them. So I would completely suggest to anyone who's in pain to come and seek personal help for personal training, because they take a very holistic approach. You're not just going to look at your frozen shoulder or your back, which was what I came in for. I came in with a bad back, but I got diagnosed with like a few other things, and they just holistically work on it. And with that information that they have, every session is different. So you're not doing the same thing. I think that may be the 3rd point you were asking me. So the 3rd reason I would work with a personal trainer is I think their wealth of knowledge in this field would beat most regular folks going to the gym, where they can use the same equipment but completely change whether you're using the tricep or the bicep or some other set in your arm with the same machine. So there's a lot of variety as well, so you never really get bored. Well, I wouldn't have believed it even if I didn't go through the experience myself. But definitely after training with Elinn, I am so much stronger now. When I had my first child, she's a girl, she's a light baby. I struggled when she was 4 kgs. I struggled when she was 5 kgs. I struggled when she's 9 kgs. And then my son was a big baby. He was born at 4 kgs and he didn't stop growing. He's close to 15 kgs. I don't have the same pain carrying him as carrying a 5 kg or 10 kg little girl, you know? So my posture's much better, the way I lift my children's much better. And I think that part of the reason why this pregnancy is as comfortable as it is because of all that homework I've done before I fell pregnant. So I'm mobile, I'm still, running around, and yeah, I'm comfortable, so I'm thankful, yeah. I think, especially in Asia and Singapore, pregnancy is one of those things that we all recognize as miraculous, and we all tend to be super conservative. I feel that Elinn has always come across as very, very confident as to knowing what she's doing, whether pre or postnatal. So there's never a time I felt like, it's not safe for myself or safe for the baby I'm carrying, or that I'm pushing to the point where I'm in pain. So I would definitely recommend anyone who wants to do physical training pre or post natal to do it with someone like Elinn, or make sure that you really go through the interview and make sure that the person's well trained before you go embark on a training course during your pregnancy or post-pregnancy days.